Welcome to the Haunted Beard, everybody. My name is Jake. Thank you for joining me. So I've been making my way through the Alien franchise, and I have reached the Alien vs. Predator knockoff movies, and today I'm talking about the first one, Alien vs. Predator from 2004. Now, this was a first-time watch for me, and hopefully it will be a last-time watch for me as well. This one takes place in Antarctica, where this team of explorers and archaeologists go out as they have detected some sort of heat signal from 2,000 feet, I think, under the ice, and it is this ancient pyramid. Only, of course, when they get down there, they find out that there are aliens and predators, and, of course, an all-out war between the two creatures breaks out with a bunch of people in the middle of it all. Okay, I have barely anything positive to say about this thing, but I can think of two things that are at least worth mentioning. First off is the lead performance by Sanaa Lathan, and she plays kind of the lead archaeologist that, leads the team down there and is charged with everyone's overall safety. Given the material she has to work with, she does a respectable job in terms of her performance and stuff like that. We don't really get hardly anything to her character, but again, given what she has to work with, she does a respectable job. Other than that, really the only thing I can say about this that I would call even decent is when you finally get to the point in the movie where you have a little bit of, Alien versus Predator showdown. It's okay. It's watchable, I guess. Other than that, buckle up, because here we go. Now, there's a lot of bad stuff in this movie, and the thing about it, though, is that it is bad in such a generic sense of the word that it's not even bad in an interesting way. It's just, we have seen filmmaking like this a million times. It is so just generically bland and bad. It is one of the most, I think, unmemorable movies I have seen in quite some time. The film opens up and we bounce around 5 different locations in the first 5 minutes. It goes from outer space to Nebraska to Nepal to, I think, Mexico and then to Antarctica. It's wild, like how fast it is. And I don't really understand it because it's giving us character intros, but there's no point because we don't learn anything about these characters. And so it's so jarring, like how fast it moves in the first 5 minutes. It's like, what in the world is going on? So anyways, Lance Henriksen, who is one of the top dudes at the Weyland Corps, he's in charge of the whole expedition. So then we get this huge exposition scene where they're all there at the, base camp in Antarctica. And, he's telling them what's going on and all this stuff. So he's laying down all the ground rules and stuff. And then we get one of those cliched scenes where one of the characters doesn't like the safety precautions, which is the main girl. Her character's name is Alexa. She's not happy with the safety measures, so she threatens to leave, and of course she's not really going to leave, and they convince her to come back. So again, it's one of those scenes you've seen a billion times in movies like this. Other negative things about this, you have very poorly aged and dated CGI. It's 20 years old now, so it is what it is. It's early 2000s CGI. There are some, practical effects mixed in here, which I guess are fine. They're respectable, but any of the CGI stuff is dated pretty terribly. None of the characters are worth remembering whatsoever. There's nothing to the characters. They're just simply people that exist in the movie. A lot of bad, corny, cheesy dialogue. I mean, it's just stuff we've seen in movies like this over and over. Yeah, it's just all around bad. And as if all that sort of generic cliched stuff isn't bad enough, the two biggest offenses of this movie are, number one, that it's rated PG-13. So you get just a completely tamed down, neutered Alien versus Predator movie. All the kills suck because they are all, cutaways and edited around. So you get really no good blood and gore. There's a couple moments where you get kind of some alien creature gore, but whatever. Any of the blood that you see, there's very little of it, but any of it that you do see is CGI. And so all the kills are just pathetic and terrible. And because this is PG-13 and so tamed down, I'm actually going to have to eat my words, because in the previous review for Alien Resurrection, I talked about the chestbuster scene with Leland Orser's character. Here's what I said. As I mentioned just a minute ago, you get the scene where the alien busts out of Leland Orser's chest. So you get another chestbuster scene, which I will never complain about. Well, there's a chestbuster scene in this movie, and I'm going to complain about it because it's terrible. Again, bad CGI effects with the alien coming out, CGI blood, it's all cut and edited so fast and basically just a cutaway. It's terrible. It's like the worst possible version of a chestbuster scene you could ever see. I hated it. So what ends up happening throughout the movie is all these scientists and archaeologists get trapped underneath the ice in this ancient pyramid that they discover. It basically turns into this, escape room type scenario where the pyramid's like moving and changing shapes, and, little passageways and hallways will open up and get blocked off. It's just heavily booby trapped and all that sort of stuff. And so they're trying to escape. Meanwhile, you've got Alien and Predator duking it out in an all-out war. Needless to say, a whole bunch of them get picked off and killed one by one. And then you're left with the main character, Alexa. And then she ends up having this sort of partnership with the Predator, which I found kind of odd. Something about she returns a weapon to him that they ended up stealing. And I guess he took that as some sort of show of respect, which to me just seems kind of stupid and totally out of character. They kill without prejudice, at least according to the original Predator film. He didn't care. He just wanted to kill people. And so, anyways, I just thought that was dumb because she ends up, partnering with it. And there's a scene where they're taking this sled up and out of the ice tunnel. And I don't know, it's just so corny and stupid and silly. It kind of made me laugh. One thing that I didn't understand was why the Predator didn't stay invisible when it was fighting the alien. It seems like that would give you a pretty significant advantage when fighting an alien creature, is to, have your invisibility cloak thing on. But it didn't do that. I'm not really sure why. Like I said, this movie has two major offenses. Number one is the PG-13 rating. And number two is that this is just some of the most bland, mindless action I've seen in quite some time. This is the movie equivalent of looking up at a dark gray, overcast, cloudy sky for 90 minutes. There is no color in this movie. This is a gray film. The movie looks like this. This is the whole movie. It's crazy. It is, not only is it uninteresting and just bland and forgettable in terms of how it's directed and how the action scenes are done, but just simply the visual presentation of it it's just bad. It's so visually uninteresting. It just looks like you were looking at a dark, gray, cloudy sky for 90 minutes. And that's really all I have to say about this thing. There's not much more to say because there's not much more worth saying. There's nothing else in the movie that's really even worth talking about. I just finished watching it yesterday, and I feel like I can barely remember hardly anything about it. It's just instantly forgettable. There's just nothing here that stands out in any sort of significant way whatsoever. So, and then of course the movie has to end where one of the dead predators is taken back up into the spaceship. And of course, an alien busts out of its chest, only now you've got the alien-predator hybrid. And that brings us to, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. So, yeah, I get to watch that now. So, we will see how it goes. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Alien vs. Predator, man. It's pretty bad. I'm going to be, a 3 out of 10. I feel like that might even be a little generous, but I'm going to go 3 out of 10 for Alien vs. Predator. So hopefully I will never have to watch this again. But yeah, hit me up down below. would love to hear your thoughts on this one. And yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, up next is Aliens versus Predator Requiem. Thank you so much for watching. If you got anything out of this video, go ahead and do me a favor and do not click that subscribe button unless you want to be haunted by the beard.